It was an international competition with 37 contestants from 14 countries. The first event of its kind ever to be held in the United States. For 2 weeks in July of 1989, the first USA International Harp Competition took place on the Indiana University campus in Bloomington, Indiana. From the gala opening ceremonies in the rotunda of the Monroe County Courthouse to the competition finals 10 days later in Indiana University's magnificent Musical Arts Center, Bloomington opened its arms, as well as its ears, to embrace and support all the many activities of the USA International Harp Competition.
There isn't a better group of harpists in the world. The only group that might be better is on the other side of the pearly gates.
Chancellor Herman B. Wells of Indiana University.
We at Indiana University consider it an honor and a privilege to host this first ever USA International Harp Competition, and we offer a cordial welcome to all of you, judges, contestants, teachers, family, friends, contributors, and supporters.
First came the drawing of lots. This was a competition that literally began with a bang. Actually, several of them. Each contestant picked a balloon and popped it. Numbers inside the balloons determined the order of performance for the competition. Contestants reacted to their assigned positions accordingly.
Number 31.
31?
Shinobu Matsuda. Shinobu Matsuda.
31, 24, and 9. Okay.
Tomorrow.
How do you feel about going the first day?
Hard for me because I can't join this parade. Yeah.
How about you? How do you feel about your selection?
I'm so nervous.
And Kasako?
Yes, I have to. I want to fast to stage 3 days.
And as they began to get to know each other, it was a warm and friendly beginning to what would be 4 grueling rounds of competition, playing some of the most difficult music of any international competition ever held.
If I'm swim, I'm sorry. Yes, it's very nice to meet you. Last one. So it's actually going to take a break.
Last-minute practices, and then the competition was ready to begin. For 3 days, July 5th, 6th, and 7th, each contestant performed the 20-minute first stage repertoire. This included any etude from 8 concert etudes by Passe, any work written by a composer born before 1750 with a maximum length of 6 minutes, and Impromptu by Roussel. All 37 harpists performed in the first stage. And each finished to the applause of the recital hall audiences. And then it was up to the jury. The harpists were evaluated by a distinguished international jury headed by Charles Webb, Dean of the Indiana University School of Music. Other jurors were Marilyn Costello, principal harpist of the Philadelphia Orchestra and professor of harp at the Curtis Institute. Vera Dolova of the USSR, former principal harpist of the Bolshoi Ballet and professor of harp at the Moscow Conservatory. Judy Lohman of Canada, principal harpist of the Toronto Symphony, professor of harp at the Toronto Conservatory. Susann McDonald of the USA, concert harpist and professor of harp at Indiana University. Susann is also founder and music director of the USA International Harp Competition. Catherine Michel of France, solo harpist of the Paris Opera. Susanna Mildonian of Italy, professor of harp at the Royal Conservatory of Belgium, first prize winner of both the Israel and Geneva International Harp Competitions. And Siegfried Weinberger of East Germany, principal harpist of the East Berlin Opera and professor of harp at East Berlin's Hans Eisler Conservatory. Contestants in the USA International Harp Competition were judged according to musicianship, technique, and artistic personality. Jurors were not allowed to judge any contestants who had ever been their students. Voting was tabulated by certified public accountants from Price Waterhouse. Of the 37 contestants who entered the competition, 20 were admitted to the second stage. The waiting for the results. Twenty harpists would advance. The rest would become interested spectators. The 30-minute required repertoire for the second stage of competition included Juan Oregasalis's Variations on a Chant, an outstanding example of the new harp repertoire. Juan Oregasalis, world-renowned composer, is the founder of the Latin American Music Center at the Indiana University School of Music. He was on hand for the performances of his work. Contestants were also required to perform Un Chantelane en Satur by Faure and a choice of either Legend by Renier, Rhapsody by Grangiani, or number 1, 3, and 4, Flight, Inquietude, and Idyllic Poem from 5 Poetic Studies by Salcedo. Each contestant received well-deserved congratulations after completing the second stage of competition. Only 12 harpists would advance to the semifinal stage.
There's so many people which came to listen. And I was, before I came, I was thinking, don't be scared, don't be so stupid. You know, like the first day. In the first moment, I noticed the jury.
Yeah.
And after this, let's just forget it.
Yeah.
So when I finished, I saw Miss McDonald smiling. I love Origo sauce and I love chocolate. I love
Hey, congratulations.
I first drop.
In addition to the competition, many special events featuring the harp took place in Bloomington during these 2 weeks. An evening of ballet and harp was presented by the Indiana University Ballet Theater in Recital Hall. Numbers featuring members of the pre-college departments of ballet and harp were especially crowd-pleasing. Bloomington is also home to pop harpist Eleanor Fell. Eleanor invited some of the best pop and jazz harpists to join her in an informal party at Indiana University Foundation's Showalter House. Like so many of the events sponsored by the competition, an evening with Eleanor Fell and friends was standing room only for both shows. The semifinal stage of competition. The 12 semifinalists each performed for 30 minutes, choosing 3 pieces, one of either Britten's Suite for Harp or Hoodie's Sonata for Harp, one of either Renier's Danse de Lutins or Khachaturian's Danse Oriental and Toccata, and one of either Serenade or Introduction, Cadenza, and Rondo, both by Parrish Alvarez. This is Beatrix Guillermin of France. Maria Bildia of Romania. Elizabeth Hainen of the United States. Maria Casale of the United States. Elżbieta Schmidt of Poland. Kirsten Agresta of the United States. Jana Boškova of Czechoslovakia. Susann Handel of the United States. Kirsten Reitman-Witt of the United States. Marie-Pierre Chavaroche of France. Of the USSR. Mariko Anraku of Japan. The applause for Mariko signaled the end of the semifinal stage of competition. Another very special event was the guest concert by Kui Jun Zai, virtuoso of the Chinese triple-strung folk harp. Her arrival in Bloomington was delayed by the political upheaval in China at that time. But the standing ovation given by the audience in Recital Hall indicates her performance was worth the wait.
I'm glad to be here.
Thank you. As they had done for the entire competition, the Dutch boys, Hans and George, harp movers from Holland, made sure each harp was in the right place at the right time. In this case, the place was the Musical Arts Center, and the time was the evening of July 14th. It was the finals of the first USA International Harp Competition. Master of Ceremonies is Robert Campbell.
Will play one harp solo of their choice, and the concertino for harp and orchestra by Castelnuovo Tedesco. In this work, they will be accompanied by the Indiana University Festival Orchestra with guest conductor John Welch.
Maria Casale's free choice was Absidios by Bernard Andres. Marie-Pierre Chabaroche chose for her free choice variations on a theme in the ancient style by Carlos Salcedo. Kirsten Agresta also chose Variations on a Theme in the Ancient Style by Salzedo. For her free choice, Elizabeth Hainen also chose Variations on a Theme in the Ancient Style by Salzedo.
The winner of the fourth prize is Marie-Pierre Chavaroche of France. The winner of the third prize is Kirsten Agresta from the United States.
Kirsten, congratulations.
The winner of the second prize is Elizabeth Hainen of the United States. And now, the first prize is a Lyon and Healy concert harp and a debut recital at Alice Tully Hall in New York City. And this prize will be presented by Mr. Jack Scott, President of Lyon and Healy, and Dr. David Rolla, Senior Vice President of the Humana Foundation. Those two organizations have underwritten the debut recital. The first prize winner of the 1989 USA International Harp Competition is Maria Casale from the United States. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for helping us in this magnificent, magnificent occasion. And we now invite you, the members of the audience, to greet our winners in the lobby of the Musical Arts Center.
This was a great thrill for me to play as well as I did and get this prize. I mean, a harp is a wonderful prize. I really needed one.
Have you tried it out yet?
Yes, a little bit. It seems like a beautiful instrument.
So describe your 2 weeks. What kind of experience was it? Is it something that you would recommend for a budding harpist?
Well, I don't know. They have to be pretty strong to encourage somebody to go into this. It certainly takes a toll on you after a while.
What is the hardest part?
I think, just being mentally prepared and just making sure that you're as prepared as you can be. And each stage gets, you would think it gets a little better, but it actually gets a little worse, I think. But when you get to the top, it's nice to know all that repertoire is behind you. So it's very rewarding in that regard. So.
How did this competition compare with the other competitions that you've been in?
The international competition I did in Israel, it's run very similarly. The prizes in this competition are much better. This is a wonderful competition, and it's a really warm atmosphere too. The people who run it really did a great job.
So what are your plans now?
Well, I hope to. Well, I'm going to be preparing for an audition for the San Francisco Opera, and I hope to get a major orchestral position someday. So those are my goals. Yeah.
Again, congratulations, and I want to wish you the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
It was fun, it was exciting, it was grueling, and unbelievable, all in one. It was a lot of fun.
So what are your plans now?
Well, immediate plans, I plan to go home to LA, see my husband, who I haven't seen for a month, and then work up a good concert program for this coming March when I go to New York to do a concert there, and hopefully a good concert career.
Terrific. Congratulations.